Let's go, everybody. How you doing out there in the world, huh? How's everything going out here? That's right, we here. Y'all know what it is. Point of Impact Raw with your guy, Derek Management Live in Hansford. And of course, y'all know what it is. The production team, Duffy's Lane, is here. That's right, my man Levi keeping it real for us. Yo, bringing y'all all the cinema that you need. And we have a very, 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 very special guest. This is really dear to my heart, dear to all of us, even Levi. We've really, really loved this lady. She's a family member to us. She's a part of the men's group, Community United Focus family. She's a very, very important person to all of us in the work she does in the community. I'm telling you, we're going to talk about it, man. She's amazing. She's amazing. And, her name is April Johnson, but I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself before I go diving into the real intriguing questions. And we get it going. So, y'all, welcome, everybody. Yo, y'all welcome, April, man. April, introduce yourself to everybody, what you doing, joining us here for the first time.
Well, thank you so much for having me. My name again is April Johnson, and I am domestic violence advocate, mental health advocate. I focus on mental health and just systemic, just covering over just how systemic and just violence,
in general.
itself, in itself, impacts the community. So, I just am happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, we've been dying to get April in the place. You know what I'm saying? She's been dodging us a little bit, but we finally got her. Yeah, you know what I mean? Out there saving everybody. You know what I'm saying? But mental health is a really, really big topic that we've been pushing on lately. As a matter of fact, I'm going to jump right into the issue that we were experiencing our last week, February the 13th. I lost a very dear friend to me. And, me and you talked about it, as you were one of the first people I, called and sought confidence in and strength in. With suicide going on in our community, especially a lot of young black men, it's a rise going on with young black men committing suicide. What are some of the things that you see going on, and what are some of the things that you can suggest to people who may not really know what to look for? If you can enlighten us on some of those things.
Well, one, not really knowing where to reach out, who to talk to, who to confide in, or even if it's okay to talk about it. Also, that there's even a problem in itself. Right. Yeah. That in itself is like, where do I begin? Is this a problem? Am I struggling? Those are the questions that need to be asked. And from 18 to 24, it's just been a rise in suicide in itself.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we have to look into that and then ask why.
Why?
Like what's happening. For a little while, we had to just acknowledge that overall, there's been a rise even in black women that's not being talked about. So, we have to just look into that and understand that as a community, we need to approach it gently, and utilize our resources and our tools. Like 988 is a big resource.
98.
Yeah. You can text or call.
Or you can call.
Yep,
right.
988. And then
y'all make sure y'all get that 988. Okay, if you can text it, or you can call that number for services, emergency services pertaining to those issues.
Yep. And then the National Alliance on Mental Illness has a lot of free resources because sometimes people can't afford to go to therapy and things like that. Which is another issue in itself, unfortunately. But they have a lot of free resources, and peer support is important. So that's another big thing that that NAMI offers. We have.
And NAMI is the organization that you presently work for, right?
I work with, yes.
Yeah.
I work with. So,
can you tell us more about NAMI?
NAMI has, like I said, they have a lot of free resources. They offer a lot of peer support.
Okay.
And in this area, we have Coastal Virginia.
Okay.
NAMI.
Okay.
So yes, we would be able to. You can either go in as a peer support representative, or you can get support services. So yeah.
And that's a lot of people don't know about me. I'm a qualified paraprofessional mental health clinician, and I am a peer supporter in that area of mental health, as well as a first aid mental health clinician. What drove you to be so driven in the desire of helping people in mental health? What impacted your life to move you in that direction?
A number of things, honestly. Growing up in my household, I just realized that things weren't healthy. I didn't really have language for it at the time. But when I would see, just honestly, my grandmother, the way she dealt with things, I knew it wasn't really healthy, but she was never assessed or had a diagnosis.
Right.
But then on the flip side, I had my mom, who was a diagnosed schizophrenic.
Okay.
And it impacted my life in a way where I wanted to find out more on how to help her, because
Right.
she was often arrested.
Okay. You mean
and-
arrested by the police?
Yes,
Okay.
instead of
Okay.
getting help. And so I wanted to figure out how to help her more. So I had both dynamics. And it was difficult to try to figure out, because you have one side of the family who doesn't talk about mental health
At all.
And then you have the other side of the family who mental health is prevalent, and you have a diagnosis, but you don't really know how to help.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out how to navigate both.
Yes.
It really just led me down that path of just trying to figure out what to do.
That's one of the great voodoos of black families. Like, we ain't talking about,
At all.
matter of fact,
Yeah.
we ain't even talking about physical health half
Yes.
the time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that's one of the cursed conversations you ain't supposed to have in the
Right.
house. Like, who
Right.
you calling crazy? Ain't nobody crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we don't talk about that in here.
Yeah.
That's one of the stigmas of black families.
Yeah,
you know?
and then I also had my own struggles, because I never got diagnosed with ADHD very early on in school, but I
Okay.
always got in trouble for standing up and walking around and doing those kinds of
Okay,
things. So
okay.
late stage diagnosis ADHD came along for me when I was
Wow.
about 26.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
That's
but I
interesting.
always had great grades, but
Right.
yeah, I could never sit still.
Yeah, you're a brainy. Yeah, you want to.
So
She one of them get in the car. She got an intelligent question. One of them little kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, can you tell me why the stars move all around? The,
And
you know
I
what mean?
did, and I always got in trouble for it.
Why did God really sit
Right.
down the Bible?
Yeah. How
You
did it
wanted
begin?
you wanted them.
Yeah,
Yo,
so.
but you know. It's extraordinary meeting you, and then just seeing all the work that you're so passionate about mental health. When you think about mental health in the marginalized community, what things would you like to see more prevalent as far as assisting and getting people to help?
Honestly, laws need to change.
Yeah.
Surrounding
Yes.
mental health and domestic violence, and the intersection between both.
Okay.
It's important, because relationships stem from, sometimes we get into relationships and we stay in relationships based on the need
Of course.
for distraction.
Yeah.
And not all. I'm just saying
Trauma bonding.
sometimes, yes, the trauma bond of it all. And it's not healthy. And then we end up in positions where we lose lives,
Right.
whether they're taken, whether we take our own. It's not healthy. And then the systemic barriers of it all. Sometimes I am at a place where I am at court and I'm trying to help someone
Right.
who's unable to get a bed,
Right. Right.
but they're also homeless. And then it's like, how do you navigate?
And then the homelessness, and then along with all of
Yeah.
that, the mental health, then they got
Yeah.
addiction in the picture.
Right.
And that's another thing that a lot of people, I really want people to understand, is that addiction and mental health, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And these are things that we really need to
Yeah, and it's
kind of keep
it's
a focus on.
really a circle of it all.
Oh,
and
that's
then
right.
how do you navigate it without the language in court to say this person doesn't need to be arrested?
Right. They need assistance.
They need assistance. And then they can't afford a lawyer.
Well, that
So it's just a
it's
lot,
amazing
yeah.
that you bringing that up, because we're about to start pushing a bill, and I'm not going to speak a lot on it, but we're about to organize to start pushing a bill, lobbying for mental health to be addressed for returning citizens. So when you think of the rise of domestic violence going on today, and you hear a lot of the issues of, people really not recognizing their emotional intelligence and not being able to understand, you know what I'm saying, or even have the cognitive ability to recognize when they're being triggered and their emotions are taking over. Like, what do you think that we can provide for our youth to start recognizing these things at an early age?
It's important to be involved from our standpoint very early on. Like, early intervention is important.
Okay.
And that's why, I talked to you about the wellness series. Talking to these youth very early on is important, and letting them know. Like, of course, if they're hungry,
Right.
like I talk about Maslow's hierarchy all the time.
Right.
If they're hungry, they don't care, what we're talking about. If they have to worry about getting home and are not home, if they're going to wherever, if they have no place, right? So though being able to help them understand, like, we get that. We understand they have no desire to care. But if we can get them to understand that does change, right? And the greater goal is to look forward to their future and the idea of change.
Right. Because most of our youth, they're not concentrating on.
They're not,
Hey,
and they're not going to.
Right. They're not even recognizing
They're
the
not
fact that
going
they're going
to.
through some mental issues.
Yeah, but if we can get them to understand that it indeed does change. Like,
Right,
if
right.
I knew then that I would be sitting here today,
Right, exactly.
having this conversation with you, and things would be different from me,
Exactly.
then back then I would have, of course, been a little bit different. But if I could be that person for them, to show them at the very least that it does change, it does get better. But your mindset also has to be different about it.
And that's where we, there's in fact, when we get to touching the children in their heart, we can change that mindset, because now there's something, that burning desire in them that they really care about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're going to become a little more responsible in learning and wanting to understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, what are some of the things you're working on with right now? Now, we're working on a few projects together, and we do have a lot coming down the pipe. But what are some of the things that you would like to work on with Men's Group Community United Focus? What are some of the things you?
Well, definitely the wellness series for the children. I do think getting the parents involved,
Yeah.
parents is important, because they need to see change in their
Yes.
parents in order to at least establish some change and some trust, with the parents as well. It's important to see that they're willing to at least try to make a change, because if the child is going home and there's no difference,
And we talk about this a lot, yeah.
in the home
Yeah.
at all, then
Yeah.
it's very hard for the child to create, a thought process that's going to be for change. But hopefully we can get the parents involved too.
And I think that's one of the greater issues right there, is the parents getting involved. There's such a great disconnect right now with parents wanting, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that we got babies raising babies for real. You know what I mean?
There's some accountability needed too.
And a lot of the parents are saying, "Hey, I'm not the problem." You know what I'm saying? My child is the problem.
Yeah.
He don't want to listen. He don't want to do anything. But yet, you're bringing him into this volatile, traumatized circumference, and everything's toxic. You know what I'm saying? Screaming and yelling, cursing, and
Right.
Alcohol and drugs. And so, like, when children, if you had some advice to give a youth right now who might be listening to this, and they have to go to an environment like that, what would you suggest to them?
I would tell them honestly that they are valued, they are loved, and they're not the problem, right? They are the solution. And if they could change the narrative for later, then just at the very least try to do that. Like, they are a blessing, whether they think so or not.
That's right.
And so it's very important to just try to center themselves even in chaos. And I really, really, really want to drive that home for them.
Can we give them like 3 things that maybe they can resolve to maybe help them navigate through some of these struggles when they're at home?
They definitely need a mentor that they have
having a mentor.
Yeah,
that's one.
having a mentor to reach out to.
Outside of the home.
Yeah, outside of the home. I don't begin to want to like pathologize trauma, so
Right.
I'm not trying to do that, but grounding
Okay.
is really important.
What does that look like?
That
Can you
looks
explain
like
that?
just finding a very like safe, quiet space in the
Okay.
home,
Okay.
and removing shoes, socks, and just getting down on the floor and doing whatever they can to just get quiet within themselves. And if they have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, if they can get 30 minutes to just focus on centering themselves. There's
Right.
this exercise where you envision roots in a tree.
Right.
And this may sound weird, but it really helps. For me, I do that, and I envision it giving me a hug because that's what I needed as a child. So
deep.
that's what I use.
Okay.
And then the third thing is, if it helps for them, journaling.
Journaling.
Yeah.
So that's very
Writing.
Mentorship, grounding yourself, taking a moment to find a safe space to just, like kind of inner meditation.
Right.
And then the third thing is journaling.
Yes.
Journaling, you want to explain a little more, like, to the kids how that would work for them?
So sometimes I use journal prompts, like what didn't feel safe for me today, how did I get through today? Or sometimes I find something good within the day. What was a good thing that happened to me today? What looked good for me today? What was a good conversation I had with my children today? What went good at work today? So something for you guys would be like, what went good at, what went well at school or
right.
something like that.
Right.
And so that is what I use.
It's like
or
that
sometimes I just write.
Yeah, it's like that reflective mirror
Yes.
in your brain, when you're trying to develop resilience. You reach back to those things
Yeah.
that transpired that were positive.
Yes, and sometimes
know?
I don't have a prompt. So sometimes I
Okay.
just write. Like if I'm having a long day, I just start writing.
And because we're talking about youth, don't mean that adults can't utilize these
Exactly.
these 3 methods as well. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest to any adult to go out there. If you don't have a mentor, you need to find one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't have a safe space, you definitely need to find one.
And becoming self-aware
Self-aware
is very important. Like figuring out what is it that you need or needed.
Yes.
For children, what you need now in the moment. For adults, what you needed. I know for me, I struggled with rejection and abandonment. So I needed to be hugged, to be listened to, things like that. So that's why I envisioned the hug.
Yes.
That's important for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you on that. And a lot of times to take time to pray and get close to my
Definitely.
Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a God-fearing individual, I definitely encourage you to, take time to pray and focus and reestablish your focus. It's very important.
Yeah.
When you and I, we got together, and we have Miss Veronica and our little team, and we got the brother Sadiq. What is Sadiq's brother? I forget his whole name, but brother Sadiq is also a mental health specialist. And then we got Ramin Fadahi getting ready to join us we're hoping to have a mental health forum, a criminal justice forum on mental health. But we're looking forward to doing that, and we're moving the date back to the 23rd. So we're hoping to have that going real soon. But one of the things that I strive in my own issues is to just be aware, recognize triggers, and then when I recognize triggers, I like to have an exit plan, you know what I'm saying, of how I can exit from the situation and not be harmed. Is there any application that you feel you yourself apply in those circumstances?
Sure. So there's a difference between having an exit plan and being avoidant, right? So I want you guys to be aware of that, because you have to deal with the world.
That's right.
And it's important to show up for yourself. So there's two things. When something makes my heart flutter and I feel a little overwhelmed, I have to reevaluate and think about whether that's just me being overwhelmed in a moment
anxious,
because I suffer from anxiety, or is it a valid trigger? I just want that to be understood. So something that makes me uncomfortable and safe, and I still feel safe, then I have to push through that. And so I get up and I still go. Now something that makes me feel uncomfortable and I do not feel safe, that's a valid trigger. Then I remove myself from it, or I don't bother to deal with it or go. So for that, I will make sure I communicate why I don't want to do something, or or I don't have to communicate. I don't have to express why I don't want to deal with it. I just say no, and no is a full sentence. No is a full no is a full sentence. You can just say no. But yeah, I just make sure I do the work within myself to just kind of like make sure I am saying to myself, is this something I just don't want to do? Because I know I have anxiety. So
self-encouragement. It has to be enforced. I definitely, something I do. Reinforcement of self is really important. Our youth especially need to know that it's okay to reinforce in yourself that, hey, I'm a good person. Yeah. I'm an intelligent person. I can do this.
Yeah, and you don't have to avoid every trigger, right? Like
sometimes, acknowledging the triggers and working through it is something important. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that out. That's a good point there. Now we've been you were talking about the wellness series, and we're talking, just recently, Changing Hearts, which this young lady here will be the director over that program. Hopefully soon. We'll get that going. But Changing Hearts with Love of Self. One of the series that we just started pushing, it's called Hood Addiction. And we just started the series on Instagram and Facebook. Why is it so important to you that, people recognize some of the addictive behaviors that we exemplify that place us in situations that impact our mental health in a negative way?
Well, truly, because it's cycles. I mean, this has been going on.
Abandoning the cycle. That's the first step.
This has been going on.
Acknowledging the cycle.
Generations. And at some point, I would like to see us just do something different.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's that first step, acknowledging the cycle.
Yeah.
Because so many of us, we believe when we hear things of addiction and things like that, we think of instantly of substances, and we don't think of our behavior.
Behaviors.
We don't think of our culture and how we, you know what I'm saying, how we are existing in a space. And, you know, a lot of people from marginalized communities, the culture is so destructive. It's self-destructive.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, the hell with education, just get rich fast as
continually.
you can.
And when you put a number on it and it's like 70 years.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, oh, okay.
I'm still walking. I'm 70 years old. I still got my pants hanging off my ass.
Right.
Excuse my language.
Well, not only that, but just at the 70-year mark, I'm looking at my son who's 50. I'm looking at my grandson who's 40, you 30, know, 30. Yeah. And it's still the same behavior.
It's still generation after generation.
Let's exclude substance. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like, let's talk about just behavior.
Just behavior.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you take, and that's what hood addiction is about, getting you to remove that actual blame on substance abuse.
Right.
You know, what is going on internally that you're living this type of life?
Yeah.
I like to call it Peter Pan syndrome, where you just don't want to grow up, where you just don't want to attack the real fact that you're being immature and just how you coexist in society socially. You know, wow, that's deep. You know, this has been amazing. We've had a wonderful talk. And you guys know how we do here with Duffy's Lane. Yo, we make it happen, you know, Point of Impact Raw. We get the real people in here. Trust me when I tell you, man, the people that come into this studio and, you know, everybody, I'm telling you, they're amazing people. But we've really been blessed today. This is one of my favorite people right here in the world. And, you know, I mean, we've really been blessed.
Thank you.
And just having you here today was so amazing because we've been anticipating it for so long. That's all Levi, we got to get April in here. We got to get, you know, April Johnson. It's right. And I really hope that people were able to take something away from this interview, because you are amazing. We'd love to have you back and join us sometime, maybe even as a co-host. You know what I'm saying? And we invite some people in here and just share this space together. I think we make a good team. You know what I mean? You know, this is what we're going to do, man. And so what do you want to leave the people with today?
I want to leave the people with attempt at the very least to be well. Don't avoid it. Don't avoid it. It's like just a form of accountability, and don't be afraid of it. It will heal you in so many ways you never thought possible, and it will leave you feeling safe, and that is so important. And if you need help, reach out. Don't be afraid. Definitely call 988 if you are feeling fearful, if you're having any intrusive thoughts. And if you need anything, I am April Lee Johnson on Facebook. I have so many resources for anything like that.
Give them all your contacts.
Yeah,
you know.
April Lee Johnson on Facebook. I don't know my Instagram, but yeah, that's.
I think it's
like your phone on camera, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. But yeah, you can definitely reach me there. Our Tailored Solution 831 @gmail.com. You can email me, and I have a gazillion resources.
We'll be sure to link some of the contact information.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
And I can definitely get you any resources if you need. Please do not be afraid to reach out if you are feeling like you need to talk to someone.
And she is a member of Men's Group and Community United Focus. So you can definitely, if you reach out, if you can't remember, if you know where our pages are, just reach out and ask us how you can contact April Johnson, and we will definitely put you in contact. This lady is a fabulous clinician. Please reach out to her. I really express this to mothers who have young daughters who are looking for someone for their daughters to relate to. I can personally tell you that April Johnson is truly an amazing clinician, and I'm telling you, she will definitely give you a breakthrough. She does the work, and thank you for doing the work.
Yeah.
And You know, so everybody, I hope you enjoyed your show today. We'll be back soon, and check us out next week as we're here. You know what we do, Duffy's Lane, baby. This is what we do. Point of Impact Raw. Your guy, Derek Manhattan Live in Hansford, and of course Levi, Duffy's Lane, and sometimes April Johnson. You know what I'm saying? So yo, check us out, man. You'll probably be seeing more of April joining us, you know, as a co-host. Just updating you guys on some things going on in the area. But check us out, and be sure to check out Community United Focus and Men's Group. Okay, check us out. We're doing the work. Big ups to Team Lamb, you know, all our partners out there, you know what I mean? Big ups to Zoe, you know what I'm saying, for all the work he's doing, and Philip and all the work you guys are out there doing. Hey, big ups. Oh, let me holler at my man Medina Coleman. Yo, Ground Zero, big ups, baby. You know what I'm saying? We love you. Thank you for holding us down. I'm looking forward to seeing you real soon. Hey, you guys, join us March 18th. That's March 18th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Virginia Beach Library, the Central Library. Yours truly, Derek Manhattan Live in Hansford, will be interviewing the fabulous and amazingly beautiful, oh my gosh, but Dr. Kalila Camacho Ali.
Yep.
Yo, I will be interviewing this.
Can you imagine?
You imagine that? Like, wow. Yo, you gotta come and check this out. I'm telling you, get your ticket. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. Please, man, come and check this interview out. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing for me. So I can imagine what it's going to be for you.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
All
Hey,
right.
listen, you know, she's probably going to be the most popular person I've interviewed so far, you know, and I'm really looking forward. Big ups to Councilman Cash Green for, you know what I'm saying, just even
making that happen.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
congratulations.
Councilman Cash Green, man, is a wonderful dude, man, and I'm so grateful to that he considers me a part of his team, you know, and our organization. So, and the work he's doing in Virginia Beach is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to Councilman John Page out here in Norfolk. The work, oh man, iron sharpen iron. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was a great event.
That was a great event. Didn't we kill that joint?
yeah,
that
yeah.
was,
Yeah.
perfect, right?
It was really good. Yeah.
And big up to all my sisters, all your alumni from Epitome of a Woman Sis Awards. You know, she won a Sis Awards this year. I'm so proud of her. She should have seen her up there. Her luxurious gown.
God.
It's amazing. You got to see the pictures up there. But look, and a lot of the footage was taken by yours truly, Duffy's Lane. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, come through. Big ups to Sam, man. Sam, thanks for holding it down. GMRV, you know what I'm saying? Also being in the place. Yo, hey, man, look, come and join us. If you got something prolific you would like to talk about and just, you know, have some positive vibes that you want to put out into the community, come on and holler at us. That's right. Point of Impact Raw. We here for you. Duffy's Lane, y'all. See y'all later. Everybody be safe out there.
Y'all killed it.
Yeah, that was hot, right?
That was good, brother.
That was
That was awesome.
That was a good
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You know what? Actually, I gotta put this down.
Yeah, you gotta come. I think you would be, yeah. What